Hi, my loves. Please excuse the absolute state of me today. I've just done the school run, so I'm a little bit of a mess. And this video is going to be really, really raw and unedited because I feel like that's how it should be. I have quite recently been having quite a lot of troubles emotionally. And so I went to my doctor and we had a good old chat and we had a discussion regarding autism. And he felt like what I was experiencing and what I was feeling could possibly, I'm going to shut my camera now. That's a bit better. Could possibly be related or caused by being on the spectrum. So I attended a meeting with a lady who specialises in adult autism, and I came out as being on the spectrum. This is quite an important thing for me. I've always felt like I didn't fit and like the world never made sense. So to now finally have an answer has just made my world so much easier to understand. And I really, really want to put out there that if you feel like the world doesn't fit, there is nothing wrong with you. Speaking to this woman, she mentioned a term called neurodiversity. This is an umbrella term, an umbrella definition for a few conditions such as Tourette syndrome, such as dyscalculia, dyspraxia, dyslexia, and obviously ADHD and autism spectrum disorder. I am what used to be termed as Asperger's syndrome. I have this. It's not called that anymore. It is now called autism spectrum disorder. So ASD for short. And there are no medical treatments for this. This is all therapy and talking and just managing and figuring out how to modify the way you are to fit into the world, if you like. I exhibited many, many behaviours of autism, and for across my entire life, it has been a question that has been asked. I've had people say to me, "Are you autistic?" I've had people say to my mum, "Well, is she autistic? Is she on the spectrum?" And nobody ever picked it up. And this is something that I really, really, really want to talk about. So it's very, very common for children to be diagnosed with autism. And across recent years, it's become more and more common for adults to become diagnosed with autism. And the reason for that is that a lot more about it is understood. Even as most recently as the 90s, you only got diagnosed with autism if you were non-verbal, if you couldn't, function in a way that was deemed normal. It's quite unusual for women to be diagnosed with autism. That could be, many, many doctors just don't believe that women can have autism, which scared me. Thankfully, my amazing GP recognised that quite possibly this could be the problem. Women with autism are often described as being emotionally unstable. We are deemed as sensitive, overdramatic, and all of these very negative connotations regarding our character when it's not something that we can control. And that is the most important thing. If you feel like you cannot regulate or control your emotions, because the way autism works is it affects the amygdala, which is in the back of the brain. And your amygdala is responsible for many regulatory processes within the body, including pain management, emotion regulation, sleep regulation, so many different things, fear regulation, all that kind of stuff. So it's really, really temperature regulation. So there are many other things that can come with this, and the biggest thing for me was the inability to regulate my emotions. I would either completely emotionally overreact or emotionally underreact. And I never understood why I just couldn't regulate the way I felt. And I was diagnosed with depression and anxiety when I was 19 years old. I'm now 25, so 6 years of just believing that I was depressed and that none of the medication was working. None of it was helping me. None of it was making me feel better. And there must be something wrong with me. Now, after having this discussion with the lady Tuesday, there is nothing wrong with me. I am just different. I view the world differently, and I think differently, and I experience the world differently, and I behave differently to the way others do. And I really, really just want to say that if you feel like any of this applies to you, please feel free to contact me. I will leave an email address down below. Please speak to your doctor, and if they don't listen to you, find another doctor or insist that you get tested, insist that somebody looks into this. I will do another video for this in a few days, just speaking about symptoms and behaviours that do come with this, and then maybe I'll do another one talking about how it's affected and impacted my life. So if you would like to see that, then please give this video a thumbs up. Please leave any comments you would like to. Please press the bell, wherever that is, to drop my videos into your subscription box, and I will see you guys very soon. Thank you. Bye.